Hello dear students, welcome back to our news channel. Students, let's go to the articles of the day. So in the first one we have cloud seeding trials done to combat surging air pollution. Students, what is cloud seeding? Cloud seeding, students, it's a scientific method which is used to encourage rain. Okay, ताकि rain हो by adding special particles like silver iodide. सिल्वर आयोडाइड को क्या करते हैं? क्लाउड्स में, ओके, क्लाउड्स में ऐड किया जाता है. ऑल राइट, सिल्वर आयोडाइड. So these particles, what they do once they are added to the clouds, so they act as tiny nuclei. Okay, nucleus का plural of nuclei, where water droplets gather. Okay, water droplets, they start gathering and they grow heavier, and then what they do, they fall as rain. So you can say that it's like giving clouds a little push to start raining. That is how cloud seeding works. Now here, as you can see, it's written, however, two trials failed to induce rainfall. So in this trial, the first two attempts failed to produce rainfall. Reason being is there wasn't enough moisture. Okay, low moisture content. Low moisture content in the clouds. So in simple words, the clouds were too dry to make rain, even with help. Think about it, students. We humans, we can send rockets to space, but we still can't fully control the rain. So that's how nature works. Okay, and environment minister said that around 9 or 10 more such trials will be conducted, and scientists are still hopeful. So even if rain doesn't fall immediately, cloud seeding can help cool the air, clear dust, and it can reduce the pollution level. Okay, now students, cloud seeding, अब ऐसा नहीं कि cloud seeding is something new happening in our country. Countries like UAE and China, they use it regularly. पर challenge क्या है? That it is bit expensive and it's tricky. क्यों? क्योंकि ये वेदर कंडीशन पे डिपेंड करता है. अगर क्लाउड में ऑलरेडी if it lacks moisture content, then no amount of adding silver iodide into the clouds will not rain. Okay, it will not result in rainfall. So पहले से ही कंडीशन चाहिए होता है. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता कि आप बोलो कि मैम हम तो क्या डेजर्ट में भी क्लाउड सीडिंग कर सकते हैं, राजस्थान में भी कर सकते हैं. नो, क्योंकि वहां पे ऑलरेडी वेदर कंडीशन इज रिक्वायर्ड, प्री रिक्विजिट वेदर कंडीशंस आर रिक्वायर्ड. Okay, so still in times when cities like Delhi face hazardous air, even a small rainfall can big relief. That is why scientists are trying. क्योंकि अभी देखो जैसे जैसे विंटर आते रहते हैं, तो हमने पिछले बहुत सारे पॉडकास्ट में कवर किया था कि क्यों दिल्ली का पोल्यूशन लेवल इंक्रीज होता रहता है. राइट, सो स्टूडेंट्स, that is one such technique. Now the next article is regarding climate inequality. Students, we often hear people say that everyone must fight climate change together. है ना? हम बोलते हैं ना कि सबको जो क्लाइमेट चेंज है वो एक साथ उसके लिए लड़ना है, हमें एक साथ खड़े रहना है. But students, a new global report, Climate Inequality Report 2025, it says something striking. According to this report, students, not everyone is equally responsible for climate crisis. सब रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं है. अब देखो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, wealthy individuals, wealthy individuals, basically the richest people in the world, students, they cause more environmental harm through their wealth than through their consumption. इसका मतलब क्या है? See, when we think about pollution, we usually imagine cars, factories, electricity, power plants से धुआं निकल रहा है ना? Cars चल रही हैं, factories चल रहा है, smoke is coming out of it. So that is consumption. But there's another hidden source. It's ownership. Ownership. See, wealthy people, they invest their money in companies, industries, and shares, and many of which belong to high carbon sectors like oil, coal, aviation. So even if a rich person drives an electric car, their investment might still support fossil fuel industries जो planet को pollute कर रहे हैं. अब यहाँ पे रिपोर्ट में क्या लिखा है कि अराउंड 41% of global emissions come from private capital ownership. और जो richest 1% है, 1% of people alone are responsible for 15% of global consumption based emission. मतलब सिर्फ जो 1% है वो 15% जो कंजप्शन रिलेटेड एमिशन है उसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है. एंड स्टूडेंट्स, ये देखो यहाँ पे एक और इंपॉर्टेंट डेटा, top 10 and the top 10% in countries like France, Germany, US, they have a carbon footprint 3 to 5 times, 3 to 5 times higher than average. तो एक एवरेज जो नॉर्मल पर्सन है उससे 3 to 5 times हायर है. So imagine a world where the bottom 15%, 50%, bottom 50%, मतलब the poorest half of humanity, they are producing just 10% of emission. सिर्फ 10%, जो टोटल 100% है उसका सिर्फ 10% हिस्सा ही जो पुअर लोग हैं वो प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, while the 1% control more than 40%. So that's like few people holding the thermostat for the whole planet, है ना? And a question that we should all think about, if the richest people have the biggest impact, then who should take the biggest responsibility? तो ये जो रिपोर्ट है स्टूडेंट्स, it suggests a few bold ideas. It says that there should be global ban on new fossil fuel investment. जो न्यू फॉसिल फ्यूल इन्वेस्टमेंट है उस पर ग्लोबल बैन होना चाहिए. ओके, एंड more public investment in low carbon टेक्नोलॉजीज, जहाँ पे कार्बन कंजप्शन, कार्बन का यूसेज, कार्बन एमिशन कम है, ऐसी जगह पे इन्वेस्टमेंट ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. और एक और चीज़ बोला है कि कार्बन टैक्स ऑन वेल्थ, so that people who invest in polluting industries, they pay more. Now this might sound unfair to some, but remember students, climate change is not just about temperature, it's about justice. Okay, तो अगर जो rich लोग हैं, if rich can afford to cause more damage, they can also afford to help fix it. Okay, so that is the idea of this report. All right, and students, the report ends with a clear message that climate change is not just a science problem, it's a wealth problem. So the world must not only cut emissions, it must also cut inequality. क्योंकि inequality, climate change एक तरीके से आप देखो यहाँ पे कैसे इकोनॉमिक्स से रिलेटेड है. All right. Now students, last article of the day, digital arrest. Students, imagine that you get a phone call from someone who is claiming to be a police officer. So they show you an ID, maybe even a video call, and that exactly looks like a courtroom. But then they say you are under digital arrest. You have to pay 50,000 rupees or face jail. Now that sounds scary, right? So that's exactly what's happening in many parts of India through something called digital arrest. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अभी रिसेंटली क्या कहा है? सुप्रीम कोर्ट warned that digital arrest has become a major cyber threat. Even President Draupadi Murmu called it one of the most dreaded threats today. क्योंकि इसमें क्या हो रहा है, जो क्राइम्स, इन टाइप के क्राइम्स में फ्रॉडस्टर्स दे प्रिटेंड टू बी पुलिस ऑफिसर्स, जजेस और सीबीआई ऑफिशियल्स, एंड दे यूज फेक डॉक्यूमेंट्स एंड एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी. अब वो क्या कर रहे हैं, एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी दे आर ऑल्सो यूजिंग लाइक एआई, वीडियो मॉर्फिंग टू मेक इट लुक रियल. और विक्टिम्स कौन है? मोस्टली सीनियर सिटीजन्स. Senior citizens, they get scared and they end up transferring money to these criminals. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने तो देखो स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे क्या मेंशन्ड है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, आपको पता है कितने तक के केसेस उनके सामने आए? एक केस आया जहां पे सीनियर कपल इन हरियाणा, दे लॉस्ट ओवर 1 करोड़. स्टूडेंट्स, 1 करोड़. So the court said that people are running from pillar to post to get help. Pillar to post. Now this is your homework. You need to find out the meaning of this phrase. Pillar to post. Okay. So let me know in the comment section. Now it's planning to ask the CBI to handle these growing cybercrime cases. Okay. तो ये क्या बताता है इस टाइप के क्राइम्स? It show how technology, while powerful, it can also be dangerous in the wrong hands. So that's why digital literacy, students, digital literacy, digital literacy, knowing how to stay safe online, it is becoming as important as reading and writing. And in fact, in it is being proposed that students at school should be taught digital literacy. In Finland, Finland is a country, it's a Scandinavian country. There in schools, it is already being taught. Okay, so such cases, it highlights on the important and importance and the significance of digital literacy. Now there are certain steps that you can follow. First is this, you already know students, that no one is supposed to share their bank details and OTP with anyone on call. And one thing from digital arrest is clear, students. See, real police or courts, they will never ask for money over video call. Why would they do that? है ना? Always remember, FIR, everything, arrest, it is always being done in person. In person verification is done. Okay, so if you get a suspicious message, being a student of applied education and a responsible citizen, you should never fall for it. No need to panic first. Okay, calm, you need to stay calm and call the official helpline. Okay, not the number they give you. Always trace back the number from whichever uh, number they are using. Okay, you can do that after checking with the local police official. And once you are done with this, discuss online safety regularly with your parents, teachers. Remember students, why we always discuss such topics? Because awareness is your best protection, students. Never let fear or fake authority trap you in a digital world. All right? Okay, students. So that will be all for today. Today we actually covered a lot. So first is regarding cloud seeding. Okay, cloud seeding shows us how science is trying to fix what nature struggles with. And then the climate inequality report, it reminded us uh, that fairness is key. Fairness is important in the fight against global warming. है ना? And then the digital arrest, it warned us that in the age of technology, students, truth and caution, they are our best shields. And knowledge is a weapon. All right. So students, that will be all for today. And until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and never stop asking questions. Bye.